Squiz Kids acknowledges the traditional owners of the lands on which we podcast, the Turrbal and Kombumerri people.
Squiz Kids!
It's your daily news fix. Fun, free, fresh.
Hello and welcome to Squiz Kids Today, your fresh take on what's happening in the world around you. I'm Christy Kijarina. It's Wednesday, May 29. In Squiz Kids Today, tummy bugs to the rescue, Greek army tests ancient armour, Tassie Devils seek a song, and robot bugs to the rescue. That's what's making news, kid style.
The Lowdown.
Did you know your body is home to trillions of tiny helpers? Yep, I'm talking about bacteria. And while we often think of bacteria as the bad guys, a lot of them are actually super helpful. In fact, there are about as many bacterial cells in your body as there are human cells. The ones that live in your tummy are called your gut microbiome, and they help to digest food, fight off nasty germs, and even make vitamins. Now, a team of super smart scientists in Brisbane has discovered something amazing about the gut microbiome. They think it might help with Parkinson's disease, a condition that makes it hard for people who have it to move and causes shaking and stiffness. Parkinson's affects millions of people, mostly over the age of 50, and can make everyday tasks really tough. These researchers are starting a world-first study to see if changing the bacteria balance in the gut can slow down or stop Parkinson's disease. How cool is that? Tiny bacteria in your belly could be the key to fighting this big disease. It's a good reminder of how incredible our bodies are and how much we still have to learn about the amazing microbes living inside us.
Spin the globe.
Each day we give the world globe a spin and find a news story from wherever it stops. And today we've landed in southern Greece, where history and science have teamed up to reveal a Bronze Age secret. Way back in the 1960s, archaeologists discovered a 3,500-year-old suit of armour in the tomb of a fallen soldier. This impressive armour would have covered the soldier from neck to knee. And while it definitely looked the part, it wasn't thought to be practical for long battles. I've stuck a link to photos in your episode notes. So, was it just for show? 6 decades later, enter a team of scientists and 13 Marines. They're super fit, elite soldiers from the Greek military who tested the armour in an 11-hour battle simulation. Intense. They were guided by details about fighting from a really long poem called the Iliad, written by an ancient Greek guy named Homer, who wrote about an ancient battle called the Trojan War. Those Marines sweated through high temperatures, mimicked ancient combat moves, and even ate a warrior's breakfast of bread, cheese, olives, and wine. And surprise, the armour held up brilliantly. Thanks to this study, we now understand how the ancient soldiers might have dominated their foes with superior armour. Amazing!
Sport time!
Picture this. You're at a massive footy game. The Tassie Devils have just snagged a thrilling victory and the crowd is ready to belt out the team song. But hold on, what is that song? Tasmania's AFL team will join the competition in 2028. And while we know their colours and where they'll play, the anthem that will echo through the stadium is still a mystery. If you're a fan, you might know that AFL team songs are iconic. Many of them follow a special formula to get the blood racing and kick off the victory celebrations. They're usually in major keys, inspired by early 1900s tunes, and some even have a bit of brass or ragtime flair. Tyler Richardson from Tassie band Luca Brasi, who wrote the song for the Jack Jumpers, their Tassie's basketball team, believes a Tasmanian should definitely write it. And there's loads of inspiration to draw from. Think footy history going back to the 1860s, stunning landmarks, unique wildlife, and legendary athletes. And with a whopping almost 200,000 members of the new club already, from places as far-flung as Nepal and Zambia, everyone's eager to hear that first victory song. Are you a Squiz kid from Tassie? Why not try your hand at writing it? And send us a video of your effort to squizkids@thesquiz.com.au. Who knows, maybe your tune could be the one they sing when they win their first big game.
Weird science.
Have you ever heard of a cyborg? If you've seen Teen Titans Go, you'll probably remember Victor, who became a cyborg, part human, part robot. Well, get ready for this. A team of scientists in Singapore have made cyborg cockroaches. By attaching tiny backpacks containing batteries and computers to the cockroaches' backs, their movement can be controlled by a central computer. If one flips over, the others even help it get back up. And these tiny heroes might save lives one day. These cyborg cockroaches can move as a swarm, avoiding obstacles and working together. I've stuck a link to incredible video in the episode notes. The plan is that one day they could be used for search missions in disaster zones. They'd be carried in by a larger robot that they could return to for rest, food, water, and recharging. This amazing technology shows what's possible. But we should always consider the ethics of using animals in experiments. Like any good superhero, scientists need to ensure they use this power responsibly.
Q&A call-out.
In just 58 short days, the Olympics will be upon us. And for the very first time in Olympic history, skateboarding will be an Olympic sport. And that's especially exciting for the Gold Coast's Arisa Trew, a 14-year-old Aussie skater who's ranked second in the world and was the first female to do a 720 trick in competition. What's a 720? That's when you perform 2 whole rotations in midair while on a skateboard. Incredible. But doing hard stuff is all in a day's work for Arisa, which is why we're super excited to announce she's agreed to take the Squiz Kids hot seat and sit down with me for our next edition of Squiz Kids Q&A, the podcast where you, the kids of Australia, get to ask the questions. Like, what's it like to do a 720? How hard did she train to do it? Who are her sporting heroes? What's the secret to her sporting success? What does it feel like to be ranked number 2 in the world in a sport at the age of 14? What's it like to go to a school where you can choose skateboarding as a subject? And how excited is she about the upcoming X Games in California and Olympic Games in Paris? But look lively, you only have till the end of the week to get your questions in. So get your thinking caps on and send them in to us at squizkids@thesquiz.com.au. And teachers, feel free to send us your class questions, the more the merrier.
Time for the quiz.
This is the part of the podcast where you get to test how well you've been listening. Question number 1. What is the name of the group of bacteria that live in your tummy? This was a tough one. It's the gut microbiome. Well done if you said that. Question number 2. What was the name of the ancient Greek poet who wrote about the Trojan War? And I'll give you a hint, he has the same name as Bart's dad in The Simpsons. Well done if you said Homer. Question number 3. What big number of members is the new Tassie Devils footy club approaching? Great work if you remembered they're almost up to 200,000 members.
Shout outs.
It's May 29, National Flip Flop Day and National Paperclip Day. And if you need a quick fix for a jandal blowout, a paperclip could be just the thing. And as it's Reconciliation Week this week, we're shouting out the names of the Indigenous country that our birthday Squiz Kids live on. So, because it's a special occasion, let's crack out the old birthday reggae tune. Hit it! Happy birthday to Luciana from Cannon Hill on Turrbal and Jagera country. Liz from Vermont South on Wurundjeri country. Grace from Yass on Ngunnawal Ngambri country. Ryan from Camden on Tarawal country. Finn from Dubbo on Wiradjuri country. Mason from West Albury on Wiradjuri country. Dia and Stella from Forest Lake on Jagera country. Parker from Deebing Heights on Jagera country. Harry from Orangeville on Tarawal country. Sage from Richmond Lowlands on Durrag country. Darcy from Newmaka on Yorta country. Aurelia from Viewbank on Wurundjeri country. Georgia from Newbridge Heights on Tarawal country. Candace from Surrey Hills on Wurundjeri country. Ben from Roxburgh Park on Wurundjeri country. And May listening all the way over there in Bangkok, Thailand. And classroom shout-outs today go to all the students at Everton Primary School. Class 6S and Ms. Stefanowski at Fairfield Heights Public School. Class 4-5S and Mrs. Dickman at Auburn Point Public School. Class 6T and Mrs. Minogue at Sutherland North Public School. Classes 3-4-5 and 4-5-6 with Miss Zalia at Victor East Primary School. Grade 4 with Mrs. G at Doreen Primary School. And lastly, but definitely not leastly, to the students at Woongarra Public School, and a big happy birthday to Mrs. McLean. Don't forget, if you've got a birthday coming up and you want a shout out, or if you're after a classroom shout out, drop us a line at squizkids@thesquiz.com.au or fill out the form on our website. Well, that's all we have time for. Thanks for listening to Squiz Kids today. We'll be back again tomorrow. In the meantime, get out there and have a most excellent day. Over and out.